You guys have spent now a full day and a half. Is that correct?
Uh, yes.
You've at least stayed one overnight in the Feywild,
Yes.
with shenanigans galore, including an occasional squeaky toy. You have found that you are residing in the currently the lower halls of the courts, with two wings on either side that are gated off to you because of your low status. You have been gaining status to a certain particular point to where now you can everyone in the actual party, the convicts, can at least see the goblins that run a lot of the that do a lot of the baking, and the Goblin King and the courts of the Goblin courts, and you see servants, you see duelists and some rakes, along with, let me see here. There's clearly going to be some things that you can be able to see, depending on how high up you are. Just so we are all on the same page. But until I find that, go ahead and catch yourselves up to this moment.
So this will be post, like, Leoth's already fought by this point, yes?
Mm-hmm.
So he would probably be turned into his owies a little.
Prudence and Sin have been hanging out on the roof waiting for dinner time. Just chilling. Getting drunk, actually.
Cool.
That's a great idea right now.
Can I ask sort of a stupid question?
Sure.
No.
No questions are stupid unless they are. Carry on.
Unless Katie asks them.
What's stupid? Jordan, we have the list of things that we can do. Remind me, was that in Fantasy Grounds or was that in the Midgard Discord chat? Because we have it somewhere. I want to read it real quick.
You're asking me where something is?
Yeah, because you're the one that put it there.
Yeah, I can barely keep track of like how Fantasy Grounds outlines this. That's why I'm moving it over to OneNote eventually.
Aw, Whitey, I'll figure it out.
What is it in relation to?
I just said it's the things that we can do to get rep.
Oh,
I thought that we had it in the Midgard
it.
chat.
I wrote it all down.
Okay. Well, so for those, as you could piece together at this point, anyone with a status of 0 or lower can only be able to be noticed, or isn't worthy of notice, except by the footmen and empty cloaks, and is only allowed in the lower halls. For those of you who, let's go ahead and say, I don't want to throw people under the bus, but Leofston, Tendi, Prudence, and Sin, now all with a status of 5. You're mostly invisible. You are sometimes worthy of notice by animals, court musicians, goblins, those demon dogs that you have noticed, horses, and possibly changelings.
Not like literally invisible. Socially invisible.
Socially invisible, yes.
Okay.
Figuratively.
For Hosh, no one really cares about that guy. So we'll go to Poppy. Poppy is now at least at a respectable level, which is skipping, because she's already went through the barely acknowledged portion. So, duels have been had, drinks have been shared. Fun has been enjoyed, and some have admitted they are scared. I did intend for that to rhyme. And we go ahead and open up back on you guys as it is probably now just after midday. Your second day in the Shadow Courts. With an agenda to meet with the Goblin King, who you are aware operates during the night. So you have this afternoon and evening to, well, not really go out and journey, but to kind of partake and see what's going on everywhere in the lower courts.
Mhm.
Are we all together, or are we all like
I think
Still
we're all
separate.
I think
separate?
okay. Then we split the party, and that's when the false Hydra attacks.
Yay!
I think separate in the sense that like we're all around the campsite, but like Prudence and Sin are on the rooftop, and I'm sure people are just kind of puttering. Like the Austin would be like would be in the campsite himself.
Can I see anything interesting from my vantage point on the rooftop? Like, I don't know, somebody bullying somebody else that I could break up.
That's pretty specific.
That's what I'm looking for.
Okay.
You
Um,
see someone bullying Hosh. Do you step in?
If it gives me status, this one time I will.
You're
This one
drunk
does
and
not
now you
get
No
wanna
one
pick a
bullies
fight?
my shadow fae
It's the
but
best
me.
time to pick a fight.
Since you're looking for something specific in that, I tell you what, you don't really focus on anything that's not bullying oriented, so you might miss other things, but I'll let you look for bullying with advantage on your perception check.
Advantage. on My perception. Come on, Prudence.
Note, GMs, that I said that she was specifically looking for bullying, so she doesn't notice anything else. Alright, you find 0 bullying as an atom bomb hangs just above your head. I'm kidding.
Oh,
Does anybody else feel a little radioactive?
You look around and there is not, doesn't seem, I mean, there's duels, but you wouldn't count that as bullying. You see this afternoon, it is just musicians that are strumming on their lutes and various instruments, with maybe a small gathering of listeners, and people who clearly are walking from one court to another and using this, area as kind of the middle grounds between the two places.
Can
Whoa.
you elaborate on what you mean by that further?
I was about to ask about that. That's so cool.
You guys are aware that there was a staircase up that led to a shadowy door, and every time you guys tried to open it, it just wouldn't let you.
Mm.
People appear from this door and come downstairs, walking across, and make it over to the other side and those that are coming and going, from at least the door, they just kind of appear as if like from a 9 3/4, train stop. They just emerge from the wall, as if there wasn't anything there to stop them in the first place. So yeah, it's not just the same people you see over and over again. It's just traffic back and forth during this high noon-ish hour. You do see, I'll probably say, how many separated groups are you guys? How difficult are we going to make this for me?
Prudence and Sin are together.
Poppy, Tandy, Leofson, you want to join us?
sure.
Dad and the Littles? 2 groups.
And then Hosh is by himself crying in a corner.
Hosh can come hang out with us. I want to hang out with
Yeah.
Hosh. I actually have a question for Hosh, so I would love him to hang with us.
Sure, he'll be nearby. For the 2 groups, pick one person.
Sin.
Poppy.
Oh, okay.
I want you to roll me an.
Oh no, you picked wrong, guys. Choose again.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh god! Oh lord!
I want you to roll me a perception check followed by a insight check.
Oh no!
Oh no, you really chose wrong.
Oh, we goofed it, boys.
Maya.
Come on, Skylar, beat Nate. Come on.
He's got inspiration.
I'm not using it.
I
Oh.
yeah.
Okay.
Insight.
So 8 on the perception, and the insight was 25 though.
Oh,
job.
great.
16.
Ooh.
Made up for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you insight on not seeing anything?
Hold on.
I can
Good spider
feel.
sense.
So, the way that this narratively plays out is that you don't see him right away. But you see, eventually, wandering around, kind of just going from group to group, having short conversation, before moving on to the next group, an elven-looking man with long, I'd say about maybe shoulder-length, long blonde hair. That is kind of pulled back and draped around the back of his head. And he's wearing a leather. I guess I don't know what you would call it. A leather cover. There you go. Here's a picture. Enjoy.
Whoa, look at those pants, though.
He is carrying a bilgizarm, however you pronounce that. And is just casually making his way through and through, and occasionally, every couple of groups point in your guys' direction.
Whoa. Wait, which group?
Yes.
Both.
Is it too late
Prudence.
for me to do a thing, or can I do it after we talk to him?
What thing are you wanting to do?
I wanted to roll I wanted to check history, something with Hash. Can I do that after this? Or is this gonna change?
I'm just explaining what your groups see.
Cool.
So.
Yes, Sin. What is it?
I think I see somebody that I possibly might be able to duel. What do you think? Do you think?
You want you want me to duel?
No, I'm saying. Do you think that I can take him?
Oh, Sin, you can take anybody. I could duel. She stands up, very wobbly, swaying back and forth. I can duel. You could watch. Do you want to watch? Where point me in the direction.
Give me an acrobatics check with disadvantage.
Okay.
Hey guys. Look, I found a guy who looks like he'd be a very nice friend.
Where?
Right there.
Leasa makes a face.
New friend has big ears like Tandy and Poppy.
Yeah.
Prudence, you don't. You almost for a second kind of, but you catch yourself. As your foot slides a little bit further than you'd like to
I
be.
do. I'm a monk, Jordan.
All right.
Of
Well,
course
now
I do.
give me a smartass roll with disadvantage.
What
It
is
was
that?
a natural 20.
Oh, well, no joke.
Both of them were natural 20s, and she dropped the first natural 20.
Where is he, Sin?
He's straight across. But I guess if you want to fight him, I'll take the next person that comes along.
I mean, I'm not going to take the coal out of your furnace. She looks at you and then she gestures with her head let's hop down. Let's go talk to him. You know what, Sin? We could ask him who he wants to fight between you and me. Oh, that would be so much fun. Let's go.
It's a pretty good idea. Okay.
She hops down from the roof and begins to walk towards this elven man.
Same
Oh,
with
yeah, we should go see that friend. for no reason besides friendship.
Sid and Prue Prue is wanting to make friends with new friend first.
Oh no,
Poppy, we must go first.
competition.
Yeah, you see Prudence walking with a purpose towards this guy, but she is you can also tell
Prudence craves friendship.
you can also tell she's stumbling.
Leasa frowns even more.
Tandy grabs Lee Austin's hand and starts tugging towards the new friend.
Leasa stumbles, but he starts following.
Who gets there first, Jordan?
Let's.
What do I gotta roll? We will.
I will
Once-
just say
once-
Prudence is fast as fuck.
Once again, hold on.
Tendy can move 60
Hold
feet.
the phone. If you're asking me, then let's wait further direction. Pick a person from your group.
Prudence.
And
Tendy.
Give me a Constitution check.
Oh no.
Oh, no. I
We
mean,
should have picked Poppy this time.
you want me
No.
to roll
no,
it
we should
with
pick Leosta
disadvantage?
this time.
My
Jordan?
plus.
Let's
God
go.
Just
Damn
with,
it.
with regular, no advantage, no disadvantage.
That was the right thing, right?
A Constitution check or a save?
Constitution check. Yeah, you need. So you got an 18. Because it's a Constitution check, right?
Yeah, 17.
Yeah, 9.
Well, your check is still a +2, so it doesn't matter if it's a check or a save. It's the exact same roll.
Okay.
So is
Don't yell at her.
She's been yelling at me all day.
No,
What
I
did
haven't.
you
I
do to deserve it?
I said you had nice legs. I was nice to you all day.
What's the one nice thing?
He does have nice legs.
Damn.
Congratulations on your legs.
Thanks. Been working. I've been walking on a mile whole life.
Thanks, I got them for my birthday. Thanks, I got them for my first birthday.
Okay, so Tendy, you hold on. Prudence, you seem to struggle a bit with trying to keep up with Sin in terms of drinking, and so for a moment, you actually, once you hop down, you kind of have to like rest up against one of the buildings for a second, and then you look a little silly kind of walking towards with like that purpose, but you're taking really deep breaths to get more oxygen into your head, to where maybe like one small Fey child is walking next to you like a power walker, just going but Tendy ends up just kind of playfully outpacing the rest of the group, her group, or their group, as actually this individual also begins walking towards you guys. So you're not too far away when you meet up, and in fact you're close enough to hear the conversation begin as he kind of he sees you approaching and stops and sets down his bag and begins putting together some poles.
Oh.
Hello,
Hello.
friend.
Oh, hello. I hear that you are newcomers to the Shadow Courts.
Sin, wait up.
I'm sorry, I didn't see you. I thought you were right behind me.
Is the Shadow Cult supposed to spend?
Whatever is
Renee?
happening on the camera is exactly what is actually happening to poor Prudence.
Prudence sees Leostin. Leostin! She runs at you. Leostin.
It's
Constitution check.
it's the oh, I'm holding coffee.
He
but
he watches, but he also unfurls what looks to be a what do you call it? A banner of sorts.
Can Tendy help?
Oh, no, I've been doing this for a while. I am one of the oldest squires here, so I'm quite used to pulling out my banner and being able to place it.
is Prudence? I'm so sorry. Is Prudence running with the intention to be caught, or just running up to him?
She's running to launch herself at you.
He's like anticipating, like kind of like putting his arms, like getting ready for it.
She jumps and then wraps her arms around your neck, and then she gives you the biggest smooch, just right on the lips in front of everybody. She smells so much like alcohol.
He accepts it for just a second until he gets that smell, and then he just kind of grills back.
I found you. Did
What
you
the-
hear him? That man likes to take his banner out.
I did, and I also see that Sin shared his ale with you.
Oh,
It wasn't
no.
ale, it was wine.
Mm.
Sin's fancy, aren't you, Sin?
It was the best that I've got. It was the autumn moon wine.
Patting her back like Leostin turns to listen to the squire. He's just holding her now. He's not putting her down.
Sin said it was made of 70%. By the way, 70%.
The battle standard that the squire has unfurled shows an emblem, more likely for those of you who would probably know, probably represent where he's from, the region or house that he is from. And it looks to be a large bare tree with many branches, kind of not like a dead tree, but just a bare tree with a raven's head behind it.
I was like, a bear tree? A tree of
Oh,
bears?
it's not a bear tree.
And empty of leaves, devoid of leaves. There are no leaves. Nothing to do with rah-rah bears.
No, I thought like gay tree, like bears.
No, it's the gay tree. Let's go back.
The raven, what we didn't know, is
The gay bear
rainbow.
tree.
No, I thought like bear, rah, rah.
No, it's a bear, but the bear is gay, and it's also a tree. It's all of them. Yes.
I love this.
I love
Is
that for them.
do we know? Do I recognize what that is?
No.
Oh,
He clears his throat for a moment when there seems to be a pause in the conversation. Allow me to introduce myself to you all. I am Scutarius Thornwalker of Castle Rivenwood, of House Rivenwood.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
The Austin greeting.
How is the Shadow Courts treating you so far?
Very
It's-
well.
Dog.
I don't.
I guess. I guess it's been okay.
Sin, what happened?
Prudence is now nuzzling Lee Austin like a cat.
What do you mean?
Why is she so drunk?
Um,
Do you have a spell to help? I didn't prepare for this today.
I mean, well, I shared some of my wine. I didn't know that. I mean, she had about the same as me, so I just thought that she would be okay.
You. It's very nice to meet you, sir.
Well, why, thank you.
Do you have a title that you prefer?
Oh, just Squire is fine.
Squire.
Yes, I serve House Rivenwood, and I am here. Well, I was brought here to the lower courts because I heard that there was a rather extremely interesting tussle that was earlier, a duel perhaps, maybe an hour or so ago. That's quite fast. I am not here to duel by any stretch of the imagination, but I had heard that newcomers were
You're
coming.
not.
Oh.
Okay, that's fine, but if you were supposed to duel between me and him, and she points at Sin, who would you choose?
Not one that's inebriated. That seems to be an unfair fight.
No, it would be advantageous for you. I beat this one. And she pats Lee Austin's cheek.
Leo
Oh,
just takes it.
That's why I'm the leader.
I am so sorry. I am the leader for now, while she is the way she is. But
Is this a mutiny?
this is you need to go get water and sleep.
Oh no! Clearly she's enjoying the spirits, and that is to be commended. I certainly wouldn't duel in such a state, as you might trip and fall, and that would be rather embarrassing. But
That'd be so embarrassing, but that would
I-
never happen.
I wanted to extend an olive branch to be able to perhaps maybe. I understand maybe not everyone who walks into the Shadow Courts speaks Elvish. So I am here to assist in maybe bringing current your the expectations within these walls and halls.
Tendi
That
is very honored for this.
That would be so helpful.
Jordan, has this man set up like a little tent and he's just got like a little table and he's gonna like sit behind it like a fucking like cop at a fair or something? Then they give away little police sticker badges.
No, imagine like if you go to like a job fair or like a college, like
I got one.
where like every company has like their table set up, and
Yeah.
they've got like one like big giant extendable banner that like displays their company name and whatnot, like the swag. And then he does have like one of those. It's not like a lawn chair like you would see, like the one gif of the guy that's like and extends it out, but it's a table pretty much like that, where it's like just a canvas on an intricate set of legs. He just pops it out and sets it down. Except it's not
I love
canvas.
this.
It's like a
Nylon, of course.
no, it's wood.
Are these free cookies?
You have quite a good smell. I haven't even brought those out yet. I suppose you could have. They're not normally what I put here on the table. But sure, if you wish. And he hands you a white cookie.
I can smell the sugar.
It's a cocaine cookie because of the fucking bear tree.
Jordan starts squirming in your arms. I want a cookie. I'm so hungry.
I wasn't prepared to hand out cookies today. It was more information, but I could certainly bring back some more white macadamia nut cookies if you wish.
It's okay. I have some food for her. It's fine.
Tendy is all sparkly eyes at the idea of gaining knowledge from this man.
But yeah, do carry on. We really could use the information.
No, for
And
sure.
Poppy gets in her bag and brings out some more of the cookies that she had made Sin specifically, but Sin apparently prefers other people's cookies to hers.
Oh.
And
Tendy likes them better.
All these the cookies you've made for Sin, but he never wants it then. I'll eat your cookies, Poppy.
Thank you. You would be doing me a great service anyway.
Give me stuff a whole cookie in her
hands
mouth.
cookies. Hands also Leofston specifically her like canteen sort of thing, water skin, and like
Make her drink.
He nods.
Tendy will hold out their water skin to Prudence and be like,
Very, very strong stuff. Please be careful, but please hold for Tendy.
Oh, alright.
What kind of information did you have?
Oh, well, I figure it would be best to get to know me a little bit more. Obviously, is this all of your first times in the Shadow Realm?
Yes.
Well,
He also nods.
Well, not necessarily. I went here a very long time ago when I was little, but I haven't been here in a while, and things are really different.
well,
Hush too.
and Hosh kind of goes,
fucking Jesus fingers on this nerd.
So,
he goes, well, I'm afraid I don't recognize you 100%, but I'm glad to see you all made it in one piece. Now, about me, I am a esquire to the noble house of Ravenwood. I am I was the major domo of the castle staff, as well as herald of master of horse and hound. I have participated in a few unfortunate wars in my time, and for those of you who are unfamiliar with the city, I am approximately almost 3 centuries old, give or take a decade or two. Now, I'm interested in where you are all from. And your
I'm
names, of course.
struggling to spell centuries. Is it?
Centaurs.
Yeah, but is it an E or is it a U?
Centaur is.
Centauri.
Turies.
Alpha
Thank you.
Centauris.
My name is Sin, and I've been told, but I'm not positive that I'm from Krakova.
I'm unfamiliar with the with Krakova. Where would that be?
It's on Midgard.
Yes,
No,
it's up north in Midgard.
Interesting. North of where?
North of Zebek.
Where's Zobek?
It's in the middle of I mean, does anybody have the map? I could.
Yeah, let me pull out my map real quick.
It's in the middle of Midgard. Would that mean it's at the core of the ground, like in deep underground?
No, it's on the surface.
Oh, okay. Well,
Midgard is flat.
Midgard.
well, I mean, well, all right, well. Sometimes core means center. Each one their own. We could consider underground in the center. But go on. Yeah. Oh, look, a map. Oh, okay. I see. Much more clear now. Wonderful. What about the rest of you?
Tandy is from Zobek too.
And Tandy points to where Zobek is.
Shadowfae is now living in Zobek.
And they kind of like look to everybody else for the right way to say that.
They're taking it over.
Say that they're temporarily living in Zobek.
Winter Queen claims Zobek.
Were they not able to live in Zobek previously?
No. Shadowfae has lived in Zobek for a long time, but now Shadowfae is owning Zobek. Winter Queen owns Zobek.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Queen Sarastra.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm sure it's being prepared for her eventual arrival, or perhaps. I'm certain that whenever I am to be able to return to House Rivenwood, they would be delighted to hear that there's the progress of, I guess, this Zobek.
Don't hold your breath.
The drunk one is Prudence, and I am Poppy. I'm from Zobek.
And this is Leofston Thorson.
That makes him smile.
Tandy does the Will Smith two-hand gesture.
Still holding Prudence, he leans forward and points to the Isle of Berserkers, specifically a dot denoting a city. I am from Jomsborg.
Now, I've heard that in the mortal realm, for some reason, the further north you go, the colder it gets, but the further south you go, the hotter it gets. Is that true?
Austin nods.
Interesting. Why is that?
Because of the poles, of course. The sun
The poles?
goes round Midgard.
I thought Midgard was flat.
Well, if you believe it's flat, I don't. I think it's round.
Wow, she's a rounder.
Yes.
Round
I've been waiting for this to come out. This is the oldest Prudence note I have.
Wait, that she thinks it's round or that
Yes,
she thinks it's flat?
I literally have a note somewhere in my documents that Prudence is a rounder.
Midgard
my
is like
God.
actually flat. I'm not telling a lie.
Midgard is
I
just
think
a
it's weird.
flat leaf on the fucking life tree or whatever it's called.
Yggdrasil.
On Yggdrasil,
Normally-
and we're all like, it's not round, Prudence.
If it's not round, then how come you can't see everything if you just look out? Good.
Mountains.
Because Tandy is very short.
Teddy runs off crying.
Oh,
No, they're not. I'm joking.
Tandy, I'm smaller than you. No.
Normally, I agree with you, Prudence, but it just doesn't make any sense.
You don't make any sense.
When I walk on the ground, I can see in the horizon. It's just everywhere you look, it's flat unless there's a mountain.
Quietly, Leofston starts offering her the wineskin to start drinking instead of talking.
The water skin.
The wineskin. You heard he said wineskin.
He only
I
has
said
the
what?
water
No,
skin.
I said water skin. You're here what you want to hear.
DM, please pause the recording and play that one back.
I said water skin.
I don't
Waters.
think that's necessary.
Prudence will take it and drink.
The
and
only
be
guy that
quiet.
gets bullied around here is me, okay?
Begs
Shut
to
up.
differ.
And Hosh. Imagine not knowing message.
Yeah, again, I still stand by what I said. Okay, well, fascinating. I haven't been able to, well, not that I've been unable. I just haven't found the appeal in going to this Midgard. But I will keep a mental note of this Zobek and Krakova and other various places, if perhaps maybe to visit. But,
Yes, Squire.
Hang on, I can't pronounce it in the voice. I can't pronounce it at all. Scutarius? Is that right?
Scutarius?
Tandy says that in their voice, just like normal.
Is always welcome to visit Tendy.
Well, wonderful. What brings you all here to the Shadow Courts themselves?
Tandy looks at Poppy.
Prudence is in
Okay,
the middle of drinking, but she holds up a
sidebar.
finger.
Sidebar. Out of character. Is
Yeah.
this something that is Hello? Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes,
Hello?
yes. You started screaming at us.
Don't yell at me.
No, my thing was not showing up. It said that it wasn't happening, and I'm like,
This is
no,
something
it happened
that
again.
Ah,
This
Yeah,
is
we got
is,
you.
is this something that we want to disclose to him? I mean, whatever Prudence says is gonna happen anyway because she's drunk. But like,
Well, I'm
I-
giving somebody a chance to stop.
Oh,
her.
good tabletop. Do we want to tell people what we're doing here? I feel like we've kind of hidden it for the most part, right?
I feel like I don't think we've purposely hidden it so much as no one gave a shit until now.
Well, I
So-
feel like we've purposely not mentioned. I mean, for instance, Poppy has said visiting family.
Well,
So we're leaving. I guess the question is, how much do we want to tell people? This is a good time to discuss that.
I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing for us to say there has been some issues with the occupation, and we were hoping to at least discuss with somebody better alternatives or something. Like, I don't think that's this. Coming in here saying "fuck out of Zobek" might be a problem, but saying that
I think if we were to say anything, the most we should say is like we want to like talk to, maybe not the queen, but we want to
manager.
talk to we want to talk to the manager. We want to talk to someone about. I don't know if we have to specify. We don't necessarily have to.
We have a strongly worded letter that needs to get delivered.
Prudence
We
holds
could
up her
also just blatantly lie and say I'm visiting family and you guys are wanting to participate in duels.
I mean, both of those things are not lies; they are true.
Yeah, but like that's like the smaller things.
That was very Calliope of me. I apologize.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Okay. Which one though?
My take is I don't think, as long as we don't like necessarily say we want to kick out all Shadow Fae,
Yeah.
and be racist,
Yeah.
but
Well,
like
I mean,
there's an
I don't
issue.
think we
that
want to
anyway.
do that anyway. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, but there's plenty of issues with what they've been doing. So at least speaking
Yeah.
to somebody about it.
I would say we want, if anything, the most would be we want to talk about, the shadow occupation isn't the word, and
Like,
takeover is not the word because those
maybe,
all imply a negative that isn't actually proven to be a negative yet.
maybe we should say something along the lines of since the Shadow Fae are
Claim.
claiming Zobek, we were wanting to talk to someone in charge about the different aspects of that as people from Zobek. We're wanting to discuss.
Yeah, I know what you're
purchase.
trying to say. I just can't think of the words
Yeah, I
right now.
can't either. That's why I'm mumbling through my words.
I think we need to be more specific about who we need to talk to. So maybe we need to find out who we need to talk to? Because usually, if something's going on in a city, you talk to like some sort of commissioner, right? Or the
But
mayor.
it's not necessary unless the Shadow Fae have some sort of like not commandant, but there's like a special word for like a person who I'll read it, see where it doesn't matter. Whoever is like, I don't know if there's someone in charge of this shift or something. So I guess the easiest one to say would be the queen.
Do you think it would be like a military leader?
And like, there's a special word. It's not all pair, but like, as I'm going through these sharp books, there's a special word for a military leader who is taken over a foreign city, whether it's an ally or somebody else. It's not commandant, but it's like, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah, like a leader who's kind of in charge of the change.
I'll look up the word. Hold on. Go on without me.
And maybe maybe this question can be worded that way. Like, we are looking for somebody to talk to about this issue. Who would that be? How do we go about that?
Ontario?
Maybe
This one.
Ontario.
They were
Oh,
Italian
okay,
captains and commanded
Condottiero, yeah.
mercenary companies during the Middle Ages.
Katie wrote out a very good script that we could use.
I just took everybody's words and put them together.
You're the best.
Okay.
Yeah, let's say that. And also, we want to learn about them, I think is fair to say, because I have a feeling that Shadow Fae are probably like kind of down on talking about themselves. At least this gentleman seems to be. He started out with, let me tell you all about myself, which I
Let me
kind of
tell
love.
you.
And we also like fighting them and stuff.
I will say he is not a Shadow Fae.
Yeah, he's an elf, but
I say he looks like an elf.
oh, maybe he's a changeling. Is this Monty?
Jordan did mention only changelings, or not only changelings, but changelings would come to talk to us.
True.
Well, that's probably like out of the time that you have been able to see things, you have seen maybe one of those, and it may have been explained in a very short 1 or 2 sentence thing. It's like, there's still much to not know.
Tendi does not see race. Tendi would like to learn about the Fae.
Oh, the she?
What?
The she.
What is she?
I'm she.
Tendi is very sparkly-eyed.
Can Tendi please learn about the she? Tendi likes history very much.
Poppy here is a she. Have you not explained the Fae to your friends?
I haven't been here for a very, very, very long time.
Oh my. Oh well. I certainly can. Didn't know that was going to be something I was going to be doing, but I suppose I've opened the door with the question itself.
If one were to spell the she, is it spelled how I think it is, or is it
Nope.
spelled different?
It's when I originally said Sidhe, it's Sidhe.
Oh. Oh shit. Okay, I know what that is.
Oh,
I thought the joke was she, like S-H-E.
yeah.
And the joke was Tendi going, what is that?
Yeah, no. While you guys were figuring all that out, I was figuring out how to pronounce she.
Well, that's interesting. I thought it was Sith.
Nope.
I think she, like, it's also spelled S-I. I think that typically is spelled like it's pronounced she, and that means Fae, essentially. But, like, Sith, which is spelled S-I-D-H-E, which can also be Fey, that means like fairy mounds. And I think in that context, it's pronounced Sith, Kelly. I think. I could be wrong.
I just looked it up too as well, and that's mostly a Scottish thing. I think she is Irish or Welsh. So we're learning about she.
Yep. Yeah, no, as far as, we have particular rules that we like to abide by, and certainly one, a squire such as myself, has even more rules and codes to follow. So I properly laid out my house's banner in front of you to let you know who I am, or where I am affiliated from. You know where my affiliations are. I introduced myself and I told you where I hailed from, and I offered to be able to, I haven't really gotten quite to that part yet, but I was still learning about all of you. But I was going to offer with some advice as far as the Shadow Courts themselves. Perhaps I could certainly imagine being new here, like myself, many years ago, then that you would probably benefit from such a kind
Did you have to
offering.
go through all the same things as we've had to go through?
Well, I had a little bit of a benefit for being a shield, as most Fae are. I suppose I see some of you still adorn the Harrow mask, which you will certainly want to get rid of if you are looking to at least see the other halls.
How do we
how
get
do you?
rid of it?
Yeah.
No, well, you must duel and succeed.
Are you sure you don't want to duel me?
Listen, if you are, once you are sober, I'll be more than happy to duel you. I just suppose maybe you would be more akin to being able to succeed against those who talk more talk than walking the walk. And as someone who is old and accomplished as I am, I must stress that I am quite capable of a fighter. As one must be to be a squire of Rivenwood.
I guess I do have a question
Yes.
Involving the duels. What's a good strategy for picking an opponent?
Well, that's a great question to ask of a veteran of war such as myself. I would say... Often those who are vocally boisterous seem to speak without thinking, boastful, braggarts, often they will talk some smack, as I believe some of the more youthful she call it, but as far as you want to look for those.
Tendy's eyes are flicking back and forth from him to Prudence.
Those who are more quiet, reserved, and accomplished will make it much harder to discern whether or not they are capable in combat.
This strategy, maybe if they boast too much, think before they speak. Maybe they'll be the same way on the battlefield.
That is true. Also, the further we get into dueling season, which is tomorrow, by the way, have you heard?
Yeah.
Excellent. So tomorrow is dueling season, which a lot of ambitious Shadow Fae in these courts seem to find themselves dueling with much more frequency. As however long it progresses, eventually you find those who have gone so far in the red for their status that they are desperate to be able to gain it back and will pick fights nearly simply as if you were just to give them eye contact, they'll issue a challenge.
Do you think that because we're new, we're going to be pretty popular?
I've only started hearing of your of newcomers yesterday, but it was very. It was more this morning that I heard anything, and then, of course, by the time that I heard about this duel, I packed up my things and came over this way. But
I was the one who dueled.
Oh, interesting. Did you win?
I guess I did not. I wasn't. I guess I didn't.
Oh, apologies.
It's okay.
Some of these, many of them are, well, when you're that young, that's all you really can do to entertain yourselves. And so when they are bored, they become quite capable. There's some tricks they are not aware of, as one who has been around the great tree a time or two. Certainly there is. They are able to sneak one by if. Now, I heard that duel though was ill-formed. Correct?
I'm not sure. I know that rough me up pretty good.
Well, that's while the duels are intensely combative, it's not the intent is not to lay one low.
He was taken away by one of those monsters.
Monsters?
Like, Lee Austin,
Flying
like,
dog.
Oh, the hounds.
Mhm.
Do they not have Sogolabs where you're from?
Lee Austin slowly shakes his head.
I don't believe so.
No, but Leofston has big dog, and Tendy can ride big dog like horse.
Lee Austin nods. Whoever fought Sin was taken away by one of those things.
Oh, well, I would suppose that those would be a bit unsightly for those who are in the mortal realm. They are relatively newer to the Shadow Courts themselves, but they are mutually beneficial, I suppose.
If they took him away, what do you think happened to him?
Dear me, I wouldn't. I don't know if I would know outright. I haven't heard of any sort of duels, off-season duels such as blatantly open as this one. There are, of course, discreet duels held off the way of prying eyes and an audience, but you know, I wouldn't say I wouldn't know. What was his name?
Oh, it was Eddard Whistlebranch.
Oh, Eddard Whistlebranch. Eddard. Yeah, perhaps maybe I might have dueled against him long ago, but I can't say I remember the poor lad, unfortunately.
Can Tendy ask question?
You can certainly.
Might be rude question. Tendy apologizes.
Well, thank you for the warning.
Tell Tendy about House Rivenwood.
That's not a question.
Is this very prestigious house?
Well, yes. There's the Rivenwood Forest, and that's where the castle presides. I don't know if it's not nearly as large and grandiose as the castle of the Shadow Courts and the Queen's Rastra. How long may she reign? But as far as we like to arrive from time to time. I do wish to go home eventually. It's been quite a while since I have been there.
why has insert name here?
Been gone so long.
You can't say Scutarius? Mm. Of all the things I would be willing to divulge and discuss, that's a bit of private information. If that is an
Oh,
acceptable
Tendi
answer.
apologizes.
Oh, for sure. But perhaps maybe to make up for that lack of information, I could inform you about one of the things that you might find interacting with, at least knowing beforehand what you should expect if making some sort of agreements or deals with the Shadowfae here. Have any of you know or have heard about filters of memory?
No.
Can I roll to see if Lee Austin knows? Or would you, based on what you know about Lee Austin, probably wouldn't know about it?
Not Leofston, no.
Wow, okay, sure.
I think that Poppy might know, but her mic went out.
First sleeping, now microphone is off. What Fae shenanigans will she do next?
Well, what you can't hear is that
Hello?
she's currently going, ah!
She is.
Shouting again.
I actually said, can you guys hear Poppy? No? Okay.
Oh, Bubby.
But, yeah, Poppy had one.
Oh, wait, really?
hmm
Is it like a magic thing?
She was able to see a memory. I don't know if it was her memory or someone else's memory. And I barely remember
it,
it
like,
because
Got
the session
dropped
got
off at
deleted.
it got dropped off at your room.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
Wicket,
yeah.
Wicket like walked you
Oh,
through it.
yeah.
hmm
Yeah, it was like post credit scene where you did that and Jordan was like, and then next time.
Katie was sick during that session.
Hmm.
And the session also died. So I didn't get to look at it afterwards.
Sad that the session was also sick. That's a shame.
Yeah.
I think I've heard of it.
Well, I would behoove you if you don't have to do it here in front of everyone, but perhaps maybe fill them in on it. Again, this is something that when you live as long as the She or Shadowfae or otherwise, monetarily, your mortal coin, it is interesting. It certainly won't buy you anything here, but there are other things of value to which Shadowfae appreciate memories. So, just know, never trade away something you're willing to forget.
He said, "Don't trade away something you're willing to forget."
Or not willing to forget.
Okay, so really, my brain was doing math. It's like, are they gonna use it against me? What does that mean?
Is Tendi and stupid question. Is Tendi and Friends going to forget where Tendi and Friends is from? Or does Shadowfae ask first?
Oh well, as far as I don't know if there is particularly. I know. There's a particular like ritual. I am unfamiliar with it. I just know that they deal with it. So just know that if you are being offered, you should at least, if available, perhaps maybe get more information before just blindly going yes. Also, it points over at Prudence. If you are inebriated, it might make it easier for you to say yes, and that might be one of your biggest regrets.
I'll keep an eye on her.
Yeah, we'll make sure that none of us get drunk again while we're here.
Well, I didn't say that. I was just.
I will
wanted to
make sure that none of us get drunk again while we're here.
Oh, nonsense. A good drink will calm nerves from time to time.
Well, I mean, you can drink. It's just, not like that.
You have a problem with how much I've drank.
Not yet.
I kind of want to ask him about. I mean, I know he won't know about the sock specifically, but I kind of want to ask him, like, hey, is there anything weird with like goblins and clothing?
Is this like I don't know if you've seen it, but Perry Hotter?
Do you mind if I ask something really quick? I've been waiting.
Yes.
Prudence turns sort of in Leoston's arms to look at the guy and says, "Excuse me, Mr. Thornwalker. I have a question for you. Ever since we've been here, these footmen in the coat keep attacking us, and no matter what we do, they won't leave us alone. How do we stop destroying things?"
I suppose that brings me back to the question of what business do you have here? You all seem to be very pensive for a moment, and all looked at each other as if you were having some sort of internal conversation. And I don't know if that ever came to fruition, but if you aren't here for any business, then surely the footmen and the cloaks will see to it that you are not here to try to rabble-rouse and get the queen's attention unnecessarily without earning her respect.
No.
No. We've told them things over and over and over again, and the only thing that has like even worked is me telling the truth of me visiting my family. But they're all not allowed in because they don't have family here. They can't use that as an excuse like me.
Oh, well then, I mean, if anything, at least we could be respectful and all of you can wait outside while Miss Poppy here visits family. Well, what family do you have here in the Shadow Realm? In the Shadow Courts?
My dad and my grandma.
Oh, well, certainly they're around here somewhere. If it's been a while since you've been here, you certainly need to regain some status if you're able to make your way through the halls, which I think you might be able to. You should. I don't see why you couldn't now.
I'm wanting my friends to meet my family too.
Ah.
So I'm waiting for them to gain more.
How respectable. Well, I suppose, luckily for you, it's dueling season, and certainly you won't. Again, I don't mean to call attention to it. It just really sticks out when your eyes are more darker than Sin. You said. I've never seen someone such as you before, but you don't have it, so that makes sense that you dueled. It makes perfect sense.
Wait, said that it goes away if you successfully duel and like win?
No, duel.
Oh, just duel in general. Okay, I was gonna say then Sin won. No, but I was like, did I like default maybe? But I'm not great at dueling.
Oh, I not one of the martial types, hey?
I'm more of the talking type.
Oh, I see. Well, certainly there's. I'm sure that there are other things that can gain you status for sure.
Yeah, but are there other things that can get rid of the Hallows mask? Hallows mask?
You know, I don't know if I'm the expert on that.
No.
I do know the quickest way to get rid of it, though, is simply just participating in a duel, whether you lose or win. You have at least displayed honor in the sport or the event itself. And now, I will assure you, as a seasoned squire such as myself, dueling is rather easy. It's just a matter of making sure that you catch a cheater, and if you're cheating, don't get caught.
Okay.
I've seen many a duels come out in ties because everyone is too afraid to push boundaries and get their hands dirty.
What do you think is the best way to win?
Depends on how skilled you are. If you're going to just do it the old-fashioned way with three attacks and landing each of those blows, and each of you manages to land them, then it's a tie. You both go your separate ways, and no status is lost or gained. But you certainly could get rid of your mask that way, which does impact your status. So I guess at least in a tie, at least in a defeat, it's a win-win. But if you are handily with a sword, or whatever weapon you choose, of course, making sure that you, if you notice and or believe that you think it's going to be a tie, and you don't find your opponent to be too observing, you might be able to sneak in a blow, although it's not recommended and it's not honorable. I myself have never cheated.
Is he telling the truth?
Insight
I
check.
believe it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't need an insight
I
check.
don't think that I could ever cheat. Doesn't seem like something that would be respectful. I guess I should just challenge somebody.
Oh, certainly wouldn't hurt. I tell you what, if I'm sure that my presence has been a bit, well, not alarming. Hopefully that's not the case. But that if you have more questions, I shall remain here until the evening, when of course I must retire to eat and get my wonderful short amount of rest. But nonetheless, I was planning on coming out to the arcade anyways. So I will be here under my banner at this wonderful table, and if you wish to ask questions, you can simply approach, and I will do my best to be able to provide informative service for you.
Thank
That
you
is
so
it.
much.
Okay. Thank you.
Sin will look around and then he remembers that tomorrow is the day of the duel. That none of these current people are up for grabs. But
Yeah, currently you
Is
see a lot
there
of people-
anybody-
you see people practicing, but
is there anybody that I see in the masses that looks like the type of person that was mentioned? Boastful.
Yeah, you see someone who is overlooking two Shadow Fae that are practicing. Who finds you see them kind of seeming frustrated with this practice and stepping in on the behalf of one to basically show how it's done, essentially.
Okay. Sin will make note of this, and if he's around tomorrow, challenge that person.
Okay.
Haley Austin.
Hmm?
Can you teach me how to fight so that I can win a duel, or at least not lose terribly?
Kind of furrows his brow because when he usually trains a younger person, it's like a 10-year scenario. But he kind of smiles and nods anyway. I will teach you how to fight.
Thank you.
Andy wants to learn too.
I will teach you both. I'm the perfect sparring partner, so I'll help you.
Tindy, we're gonna fight.
Andy will fight Poppy.
Sin will go up to Prudence.
Wouldn't mind getting some practice in.
You want to fight me? You want to fight right now? They often put me down.
you
Yeah,
want to
sure,
play right
Sin.
now? We'll play right now.
Fucking
Yes.
Prudence out here like, you what, mate?
Honestly, you're looking for a person who really wants to fight and who's very boastful. You see Prudence.
Sin, do you mind if I watch? This should be interesting. Hosh
I
kind of
think-
looks over at you two.
I think you should wait until Prudence recovers. Why don't you fight Hush?
Oh no, we can go and do it. I'd like to see it
Why
now.
not fight you?
She's-
I want to see Sin and Hush fight. That sounds so cool because they're both so cool.
I don't mind. Just I wanted to practice a bit.
Yeah, just to practice though. I don't want to see you guys fight for real. That's scary.
So whoever is fine.
I
Fight him.
I don't know. She seems so raring to go. She wanted to be put
I
down.
am raring to go.
Leosin
Hey.
is just staring at Hosh.
I am a grown adult woman.
Mm-hmm. And the grown adult women know when it's
I
time
don't-
for them to step down and drink some water.
I don't even need to use my brain to fight.
Mm-hmm.
Well, just throw something at me. I'll catch it.
Throw the water at her. Maybe she'll drink it also.
Catch with mouth.
Catch with mouth.
I'll catch it with my mouth if it'll make you believe that I'm
Uh,
fine.
Sin pulls out a dog biscuit and he will throw it at Prudence.
What do I
Don't
need to
catch it
roll,
with your
Jordan?
mouth. Don't catch it with your mouth.
How big is this dog biscuit?
I intercept.
These are quality. These are nice ones that you'd find at a pet store right before the checkouts, like nice
Okay.
big ones.
And then on a scale of, I want you to think low, medium, and high. How fast do you loft it at her head?
This is going to be a medium throw because
Because he
Alright.
I would
believes
like
I'm
to-
here.
Prudence.
Yeah.
I need you to roll a dexterity save, and I want you to
Alright.
make a DC 14.
Alright.
If it misses, can I teleport it into my hand before
What
I
the
hit her?
fuck?
Oh shit!
nice.
Drunk Prudence is better.
Not only does Prudence catch it in her mouth, she twirls it on her tongue and then winks at you.
Leosin
Oh my
frowns.
god. She folds it into a fucking bow.
That was cool, but also kind of gross
Well,
because
Well,
it's a dog treat.
Well done. Oh no, dog treats are. To say that dog treats are bad, it's to say that elven snacks and granola are bad.
No. It's just I tried it once, and I didn't like it.
I for one, I've always wondered what chicken tastes like. I would say I've had a dog biscuit before.
Tendy Peck's way.
Did Hosh just admit to eating dog biscuits?
The pale ones are chicken. The darker ones are beef.
Mm.
Tendy
I
hides
only
behind
have the two
Poppy.
though.
Oh,
You can have this
Prudence-
one if you want, Hosh.
Prudence is vegetarian.
I'm not a fan. I just was curiosity got the better of me, and what better way to try something that was chicken flavored than something that might have had chicken around it?
Prudence spits out the dog biscuit.
See, Sin, I think she is rip-roaring, ready to go, and again, I would love to watch.
I think you're fighting. Prudence is not fighting.
Well, we seem to be all
What?
on very different pages, Northern Man. I think that Prudence wants to fight.
Prudence looks up at Leofston with
I think you're
big
enabling.
round eyes. Why am I not fighting?
Because you are drunk.
That doesn't mean anything. I used to drink all the time at the Moose.
It means you are drunk. That's what it means.
Hey, Prudence.
Stupid.
Would you want me fighting if I were drunk?
I think it'd be funny.
Technically, if we're both inebriated.
Oh, you want to get... Yes.
Well, in that case, then I
What
suppose we
is
should
that?
sleep it off then.
Do you not want to fight, Hosh? Are you frightened?
Oh,
No, but there's clearly rules for challenging, and dueling season starts tomorrow.
It's not a duel, it's spar.
Practice. It's
Mm.
practice.
No,
Mhm.
that's revealing too much, especially for these onlookers.
Hmm.
Puppy, did you want to try? I mean, I won't I won't go full on. Maybe we can just practice.
Yeah, we can
Didn't you
practice.
just say you were inebriated?
Well, not as bad off as Prudence, but
I'm not bad off.
You know,
Tendy can fight Prue.
you know,
No.
perhaps the fighting can take place tomorrow when it counts. Also, were we going to be? Do we even know what we're bringing exactly to this Goblin King?
Oh.
Suck.
Gosh, why are there two of you? You're twice as annoying.
It's a sock.
Right, but we're bringing them the sock and then just walking right back out? Is that what the goal is? Because if that's the case, we could leave it now for them, and then they could see it upon waking up.
Out of character, I completely forget actually what we're doing. With,
Were
other
we
than-
gonna ask them we were gonna ask them to get us jobs too, right? I don't know if that was
I
actually
think-
what we were
I
doing.
think
Because
that
I know
was
you have one.
initially- I think that was initially the plan because I'm able to be here because family, but no one else is able to be here, and I think working is a good. But we technically don't have to. We could just give them this. What? I still don't know what the sock is or does, and it scares me.
At this point,
Oh no.
for I believe the last time that it counts, you are accosted by another footman, 2 footmen, and 2 cloaks.
I get to fight after all.
Now,
Oh,
I
no.
want you all to, we don't have to roll initiative, we'll go in alphabetical order, but I want you to tell me something interesting about this fight that doesn't involve you,
It doesn't
I love
involve
this.
me.
that involves
no.
somebody else in the party.
Okay, can I go first?
No, because the alphabet works in a wonderfully way that is organized.
I'm
So-
Sarah's excited.
I will start. Hosh comes before Leofston, before Poppy, before Prudence, before Uncooked Chicken Tender, and before V-Sin.
Sorry, I thought we were going by real names, and I was like, how are you above Angie?
Yeah, why can't we go by real names?
I'm sorry.
Because
I love you, Katie.
Let's see. In the fight, Sin has been attempting to. It seems like he's been pulling more of his punches than usual, and in doing so, gets a little more tripped up than he usually does. Leofston.
During the fight, Prudence is kept under Leofston's arm the entire time.
Like a football?
Yeah, he hold wife like football.
Okay, accept.
All right, Poppy.
Okay. In the fight, Tindy is the MVP. Tindy has a dagger, and they do like multiple crits.
I do have a dagger.
Yeah.
I think its name is Stabby.
Stabby stabs, and you win.
Well done. Prudence.
Sorry, I was just trying to do math. Is there enough for everybody to do everybody? Is that how math works?
The narrative doesn't mean that you 1-for-1 kill something, but it's just something interesting about the fight.
Okay. Who's left?
Sin,
Poppy.
Poppy, Sin, and Hosh.
I did.
No,
some-
sorry, you did Sin. So I guess Leofston.
Poppy,
Leofston.
Leofston, and Hodge.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm getting inspiration. It's coming.
Good night, BB.
Okay, Maya called Hodge, so Leofston.
Good night.
Let's see, what would Leofston do that would be super fucking cool?
I see how it is.
I'm like drawing a blank. I'm so
Sin calls
sorry.
Hosh, so Poppy and Leofston are left, and then you choose Leofston.
Leostin as husband. Oh, I know. Leostin carrying Prudence around like a football only has use of one arm, but that's all he needs. And instead of using, what's your new sword called? It's not Landbreaker anymore.
The
Or
moment blade.
The Moment Blade. Instead of using the Moment Blade, he uses his shield, and he he bashes it into the footman's head over and over and over again and gets the killing blow.
Hey. Thanks, wife.
Tandy.
Who do we have left?
Poppy and Hosh.
Poppy doesn't have a lot of vocal stuff. She just has the make people fuck up thing, right? Like she doesn't have vicious mockery or anything like that.
No, but she does have vocal stuff, but it's not like she hasn't exactly used it. She has a lot of stuff she hasn't used. She doesn't have vicious mockery though. No.
Ooh, okay, I have one. So because one of them is one of the cloak things, right? We have two cloaks, we have two footmen. One of the cloaks drapes itself over Poppy, and Poppy panics, and the first roll is very bad, and so Poppy starts running around and going, ah! And like head covered like a dog that is very confused. And then the second roll is phenomenally good, and so it gets snagged on the tree and it just unravels like a sweater, and that's how Poppy completely one man takes it out.
That's very funny.
Okay. Very good. And then last but not least, Sin.
All right. Hosh. He's kind of off to the side, away from the battle a little bit at this point, and he starts humming, but not like his normal hum. He's just humming a tune. And then he walks over to where Prudence discarded the biscuit, and he takes out his sword, and he lowers the sword to where the biscuit's at, and he aims it up, takes his finger, sticks it in his mouth to get the appropriate wind conditions. He'll wiggle his little ass, and he will golf that damn biscuit right into a footman, right into their mouth.
I'm in love with this man. Does he
Mr.
golf it?
Clean.
Is it like a baseball or is it like a
Like golf.
so good?
Tiger
Mr.
Woods,
Clean
baby.
strikes again.
Mr. Clean.
You wouldn't mind.
Very good. Let's see here. Oh wait, wow. Out of everybody, I didn't have your sheet pulled up. Strange. All right. So again, all of you gain for the last time 1 status apiece. You are no longer able to earn status for defeating footmen, but that doesn't mean that they are done fighting you. You are once again reminded that for the most part, most of you aren't welcome here right now, or have worn out your welcome.
Maybe we should find out what we need to do to allow for us to stick around.
Prudence, half
Um.
asleep under Leofston's arm, says, I'm hungry.
I gave you cookies.
I'm
We-
hungry again.
Do you have here? We can stop for
we can go to McDonald's on our way home. But no,
we can probably get some food in a second. I was gonna say something, but I forgot. I think it was just a joke, though. It was probably just a joke, though. When am I serious?
Does anybody have any ideas? Maybe to be able to get some worth, because you're here visiting family. But
I mean, you guys could also be like family, woo. But I don't know if it's necessarily believable,
I'm
given
just
that you
worried
aren't.
because
Hey,
if we take jobs, I mean, yes, that will allow us to stay, but I can't imagine it being a good way to get status if we're the help.
Well, I'm more so thinking that it's not a good thing for you guys to be working all the time and then having to sleep, and work is really hard, and then you won't be able to just hang out with us anymore, and you'd have a day job, and we'd stray away from one another because you have no more time for us. And
I mean, there have to be a good work-life balance, but
yeah, maybe. I mean, you could is saying that you're here for the duels bad? That's probably not gonna get you in, huh? We need to meet someone who.
I think they keep attacking us because we're lying.
No, because we told the truth and they attacked us too.
Only you told the truth.
No, we told the truth before I told the truth the second time.
True.
I think we all
Prudence looks
have
like
said
she's
something.
thinking.
We've all said something to them, and they didn't listen.
Maybe it's because their things were rabble rousers.
Maybe.
I intend to rabble rouse.
Well, then they have it correct. We need them to think that we're not doing that.
Tandy does not want to do that. Tandy wants to study and learn history about Fae and bring home to Midgard.
Do you think that's a good idea for you? Being like you're here to study? Your business is studying?
Maybe.
Have you tried that?
Prudence frowns and looks at Tendi. While I think that those are noble, she hiccups, noble aspirations, well, the reason we're here is because they're taking over Zobek. And it's our home.
It's their home too, though. And they have a right to it.
If
They may be doing it in the wrong way.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, if listen, Poppy, I understand you have you have family, and I understand that you want to come to the defense, but you have to understand that the people of Zobek are suffering because
you think they don't understand that?
Why let him
My
continue?
family lives in Zobek.
Let the man continue.
No, I'm done.
Poppy walks away.
Oh, it's real nice. Leofston, follow it.
No.
No.
he looks at Tendi to maybe follow her instead.
Tandy will go follow Poppy.
No.
Tandy will swat the back of Prudence's hand first and then go follow Poppy.
Oh, why am I always the bad guy?
Well, right now you're drunk.
Where does Poppy go?
Poppy goes to the tree.
To the tree.
I was hoping it would be the tree.
Okay. And then where, just so I'm aware, where's the rest of the group?
Prudence is wherever Leofston takes her. She's like a fucking wet towel right now.
I think Leofston would thank the squire one more time and then take her back to the camp so she can get some food and some drink and some time out.
The squire is relatively so. And we're saying tree. We're talking about the pink leaf tree, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the squire themselves came from, if you can remember the map. I'm not going to pull it up because we're almost at time. But if you remember the map, there was one to the north. It's hard to tell direction, but in the map, there's a large area to the top of the map. That's where Scutarius came from. There's also the bottom part with the steps and the shadowy door, and that's the one that's another part. So, Scutarius was over by at least relatively close to what I guess has aptly been called the Lover's Tree, but more that kind of sheltered area beneath one of the trees, on like the hill going up. So there's a bit of a gap in between. So Poppy, you and Tendy head over towards the tree.
Mm-hmm. Tindy, am I being the bad guy here?
He does not really believe in bad guy.
Yeah, I mean, that's the wrong way to say it, but I mean, am I the one that talked out of turn? Because it doesn't seem like it to me, but my my opinions are also shadowed. I'm saying this wrong. My words aren't working today.
Tendy thinks that sometimes Prudence says racist things. And sometimes Sin is very protective of people in Zobek, but sometimes Tendy thinks Sin forgets that Poppy and Tendy is from Zobek. So Poppy is not thinking of people in Zobek. Poppy is just realizing that change is not always bad.
Yeah. I'm seeing it from both sides. I have ties from both sides. And it's very hard and it's very confusing. And it's hard to listen to them talk about how Shadowfae this, Shadowfae that. Oh, screw them. They're stealing it from the land from us. And they're not. If they listened, they'd know they're not. And also, I don't know, I have ties to this, and it feels like they're saying Poppy this, Poppy that, screw Poppy. In a weird roundabout way.
Poppy is Shadowfae. So this sort of makes sense because they is saying these things about Shadowfae. Tendy thinks Tendy believes that land is owned by people and other people come and take land, historically speaking. And it sounds like Shadowfae had it first.
They did.
So Tendy does not really mind sharing. But Tendy can understand that some rules that is being set forth is not good rules. Closing down temples is not good rules.
I think if the main reason why I agreed to come here is because I do think that we need to talk to someone and explain that they're going about it in the wrong way. But I don't think that we should stop them from taking it entirely because it is theirs.
Yes, Tendy does not think it is bad.
I just wish that they'd listen fully to me too.
The last time Tendy is talking to someone and asking someone to listen, Prudence is kind of being mean to Poppy.
I don't
so
know.
Tendy is not always listened to either.
It feels like everything's changing with us. Since we got here, I've gotten in fights with multiple people, and I don't like that. Everyone's on edge. And I
Yes.
want to fix it, but I can't be the only one that tries to fix it.
Tandy can help.
Well,
Tandy
you
doesn't
can't
know
be the only
how.
one either. We all have to work together. But some people aren't willing to.
Tandy thinks sit down might be a very good idea.
Yeah.
Maybe over dinner.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go over real quick to Leofton, Sin, Hash, and Prudence, as Tendi and Poppy have left the scene.
Leofton heaves a great big sigh and frowns at Imprudence. We talked about this.
What did we talk about? Remind me.
We talked about Hertz speaking before Brain speaks.
What did I say? She sits up. No, tell me what I said.
I can't remember what was said, but Leofton repeats it.
Damn those memory filters! They just you never see them coming.
It wasn't like it happened like 10 minutes ago or anything. Leofton repeats it.
Well, the thing is, I don't think Prudence said anything that was bad.
Oh.
All she said was to let Sin talk. What else did she say?
Yeah, it was more Sin in this situation, but Prudence egged him on, kinda.
I didn't
Not
egg
egged
him
him.
on.
Not egged him on. Prudence was like, no, let him talk, and was doing the sort of
Oh.
shadow play thing
All
again.
Prudence said was that she didn't disagree with Tendi, but she said that we needed to focus up on our real mission here, which
Okay.
is to help get Zobek safe. And then Sin was trying to talk to Poppy, but Poppy interrupted him, which made Prudence angry, and she was like, let the man speak, and then Poppy left. So Prudence didn't really do anything, in my opinion,
Alright.
in this instance.
Okay. Retcon. So Leofton just. Well. The point.
Leofton,
Mm.
I wasn't out of line, right? I was just trying to get her to focus on more than just. I mean, it's not just about her and her people. It's. I mean, are the people of Zobek supposed to embrace the suffering and their future overlords? It just seems so ridiculous to me.
Prudence is nodding while she's laying down in the dirt.
Leofton just gently laid her down, face down, hopefully quiet her. He slowly nods and kind of tries to think of what he's going to say, puts it into words. You don't want to hear Kate. He looks at Sin and says, I think there is a combination of different people being correct and different people being wrong. You're not wrong in saying that the people of Zobek need to be considered, but the truth is, this is a city that had deep roots, and it's a difficult situation. If he kind of chuckles, if I had my way, I would conquer it myself and solve all these problems, but that's not what I am right now. That's not what the problem we're dealing with. The issue is the issue is the balance of trying to appease the original occupants of the city while also considering the fact that Zobek has changed. It is for more than just I, the white man, can solve this. Sorry. there has to be a balance, and I think a lot of hurts, yours being wanting to protect the people that you have gotten to know and love and serve, whereas Poppy, these are her people, and this is her connection to her parents.
Yes, but no
Mother-
hand has been raised to the Shadow Fae, other than ours.
Mm,
See,
that
this
we
is
know of.
this is the issue. I have no problem with them coming and deciding to take up root in Zobek and go through the proper channels and doing it the correct way, but almost killing priests is not the correct way. You can't just come in and, because these are innocent people who have families and they had nothing to do with anything that happened before. This is it upsets me, and I don't want I don't want to upset Poppy, but at the same time, and I understand that these are her people, but Zobek, the people in Zobek are my people, Prudence's people,
So
and they're not being considered at all.
they are. That's why we're here. I think some of the problem is that a lot of the conversations have been very negative towards the Shadow Fae. And I understand, he puts his hand up quickly, and I understand that this is not a manner you would have gone through, but this is also a people with their own traditions and their own mannerisms. And I do not agree with them closing churches they do not agree with or harming people for their own worships. But if we're going to get this done and get any progress, we have to do it by their rules. We have to listen to them pointedly on our particular Fae. We're not listening to her. She is speaking to us, and she is constantly being set aside and belittled. For example, you are not incorrect in saying that you are concerned about the people, but she's also concerned about her people. And just because they are the aggressors right now does not mean we need to say these horrible things we've been saying about the Shadow Fae to her. Can you imagine? Because sometimes, as a Northerner, a lot of conversation has been happening about Northerners, and I understand my people, and I participated in what I participated in. But everything you have said, and he looks at Prudence too. Everything we have said, she has heard, and so we are not presenting the want to help and change. We're presenting in wanting to remove, and I think that's part of the issue. That is the issue.
Prudence speaks up. Wilston, the issue is the Shadow Fae.
As if it doesn't matter who comes in to cause aggression. It could be anybody, and we would all have the same opinions. It's just in this particular circumstance, you have Poppy who is part of these people, and I understand that it might be a soft spot, but she has to understand that it is her people who is causing the suffering. And if I belong to a group of people who were going in and causing chaos and harming others, I would not stand for it.
Neither is she. That's why we are here. That's why she is using her influence and what power she has to help us get to where we need to go.
I think
as much as I
resident
love
shadows.
to be talked about, as far as while I'm standing here, I'm going to go check on Tendi and Poppy, and Hush kind of not offended, but just kind of like nods that you guys are having a conversation that he clearly is not going to be able to participate in. He then turns.
Prudence was about to let him into the conversation.
Well, too late. He starts
I
at
guess
Poppy
so.
and Tendi. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
You
Oh, no.
did.
I was gonna have Hosh enter the conversation, but it's
Well,
okay.
instead of that,
Uh-oh.
Poppy,
Yeah,
in your head.
you called? Oh no. Wicket, please.
In your
It
head.
can't be Hosh. He has no message.
you right.
Well, we almost made it a whole session.
No, there was one earlier.
Oh, I try to ignore them. No, Poppy, in your head, you hear a familiar voice. 2 words. I'm sorry.
Do it.
Then the
I-
rest of you,
No, the voice.
Sin, Leofston, and Prudence, and Hosh, hear the flapping of leathery wings
Oh no.
as an immense creature, its head covered by a helmet from which one baleful eye gazes out. Its muzzle fuses flesh and machinery, and its sharp metal teeth glint from under its lips, hovers 10 feet off the ground, not but 10 feet from you, Sin and Leofston, while Prudence lays prone on the ground. Points a flesh-covered finger, long and gnarled, at all of you, and begins to make an attack. Poppy and Tendy, you see, coming from the far side at a very quick pace, flying just above the ground, a winged Fey warrior dressed in finery. The long sword that this crow-like being sports has an ornate pommel and a scabbard rich to match. And they fly your way as well, sword drawn, prepared to strike. And that is where we're going to end the session today.
Hell yeah.
Screaming.
I can't believe I have to wait a whole freaking week.
Agree.
Excuse me?
Drama.
Unbelievable.
I was getting a little heated.
So these are 2 entirely different fights?
No.
No. Okay.
This won't wait.
I will again point out the images of the things that you see.
Oh shit. Oh
And-
shit.
And don't worry, I have the map laid out, and I also do have Prudence starting off this fight as prone, as she is on the ground.
It feels
So,
nice and cool down here.
for those who are wishing to fight, you're getting your money's worth.